Here's how you might be responsible for your own work overload. As social workers, we're used to having a lot of work. Many would say too much work. Many would say an impossible amount of work. We often feel like we just can't get everything done. It's not humanly possible to complete all the tasks that we're supposed to get done. We can find any number of reasons to try to explain why this is true. We could blame our boss for giving us too much work, or we could blame our coworkers for not doing their work and having it dumped on us. But I'm going to suggest that we actually take part and are responsible for our own overloaded workload. Let me try to explain what happens when you say yes to every single thing that comes your way. My experience has been working in large organizations throughout my career, and this is what I know about a large organization. It's a system. There's no names, there's no faces. It's just a system that needs to get things done, a bureaucracy sometimes. And since the system doesn't really see faces or names, it just knows work that needs to be done and does it get done? Yes or no? It just rolls. Now, if we as social workers, whether it's because of our big hearts or our training or our work ethic and wanting to serve the people that we work with, if and when we say yes to everything, what does that say to the system? The system says, we have workers, we have people to complete this. The work can be done. Nothing needs to change. And so as we continue to accept every assignment, we continue to reinforce with the system that the resources are there to complete all of these assignments. However, if you were able to find a solution-focused way, a win-win solution to saying no to certain assignments when you're overloaded, that is what it takes to train the system. The system will learn, some work's not getting done. We need to add resources. We need to add more workers. We need to build networks in the community to support the work. You see, the system is what we train it to be. So if we continue to say yes to every single assignment that we get, the system will continue to think that everything is fine. But as we push back and as we find ways to respectfully and responsibly say no to things when we just are not able to complete everything before us, we train the system that it must find other resources to get the job done. I know this is kind of controversial. I know many people may not believe this to be possible. I'm kind of one of them. I've worked in the system long enough to be discouraged by the challenge that this really is. But I think the first step is for each of us individually to learn how to set some professional, realistic boundaries. I'll share a link here that has 12 different ways that we can say no to our bosses, that is respectful, that is win-win, and that tries to begin this process of training the system. You can try to use any of those 12 solutions to begin to set some professional boundaries, to push back and say no, and in doing so, train your system to realize that the resources are not there and the system needs to reshape itself in order to get work done with the appropriate amount of resources.